What is up, my fellow Shinobi Strikers? Chalk here, and with DLC Season 2 coming to an end here, and Shinobi Striker hitting the Xbox Game Pass, I figured now's a good time to kind of break down each and every VR master that we have access to. And what we'll do is we'll give them a grade of, we'll give each one kind of two separate grades. We'll give the non-DLC character a grade, and then we'll give the DLC characters their own grade, and we'll give how their grades will work is we will do if you have a season pass or if you don't have a season pass. So if you have the season pass for them, their grade will go up a little bit, and if you don't have the season pass, we'll grade it on should you spend any money on that particular character and how do they rank. But before we get into that, we're going to start from the very beginning with everybody's favorite character, or at least the title character, Naruto Uzumaki. So Naruto Uzumaki, he is an attack type, and he's one of the very first VR mentors you have access to. Now, he gives you two abilities. He allows you to unlock another VR master. He also gives you an ultimate ability and a bunch of other nice little goodies. Now, when I look at a VR master and the abilities that they give you, I look at it as how many different game modes do these abilities affect? How usable are they realistically? So when you look down at the Rasengan, Rasengan's a very straightforward attack type ability, but it's really useful in combat, somewhat base battle. I mean, anytime where you're going to be really doing combat, it's mildly useful. There's definitely better abilities out there in the game, but for starting out, it's better than nothing. You can also it charges up as well. Then you get access to the Rasen Shuriken. Now this one's a bit of a weird one where it's a ranged ability, and because it's a ranged ability and you're an attack type, depending on your playstyle, this may or may not help you. But the Rasen Shuriken, not only is it useful in combat, it's also useful in base battle. Now, depending on the mode that you play, Rasen Shuriken can be useful in that mode. Rasen Shuriken, what it does is not only does it home pretty decent, and it does decent enough damage, but it breaks down enemy guards and enemy shields. So like the sand shield, if you're finding yourself where you're fighting against, some defense types and they have Gara Sand Shield, and you routinely aren't able to get through it, well, if you have Rasen Shuriken, go ahead and throw that right on top of that defense type, and you'll break that shield. So that's why it's quite useful in, obviously, combat battle. It's going to be useful in definitely base battle, and it's going to be useful in flag battle. Next we have the ultimate jutsu that Naruto gives you access to, which is the Giant Rasengan. Now the Giant Rasengan, it's not a ranged ability, so it's not something that you'll be able to hit an opponent far away. It's actually something that you have to be quite up close and personal to use. It does a big amount of damage in pretty much a conal area, even though the Rasengan is a sphere. But as you see here, depending on where you are using it, half of the Rasengan or even more of the Rasengan will get eaten up by part of the map. So as ultimates are used, it's okay, but it's not great. There's definitely other ones you could use that might be better. There's definitely other ones that you have access to later on that might fit your playstyle a little bit more. I do believe the mentor you unlock with Naruto is Kakashi, who's another attack type. So that alone, because you're able to unlock another character who's a non-DLC, gives them a little bit more of a useful grade. So if we break down the abilities and everything you get with Naruto, you get a Rasengan, which is mediocre. You get a Rasen Shuriken, which depending on the game mode and your abilities that you have currently unlocked can be somewhat useful. You get a new mentor, and you also get access to an ultimate that you haven't had. That's an actual offensive ultimate. But because realistically there's only one ability that's really useful and you don't really even see that much anymore, I would have to give Naruto a 6 out of 10. Come back for part 2 when we break down the next VR mentor, which is Sasuke. If you liked it, if you guys want to support the channel, hit subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.